That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. That is heart. That is all heart. No more of the stupid prima donna like, running and being all cute and fast, like, oh, I'm so pretty. No, none of that fucking offense. We went power football when we needed to. We closed the game out when we needed to. I have never, ever been more proud of my Birds than I was today. Never. Not even in 2004. We went to the Super Bowl. Never, not even in the Monday night game. Or Monday night game, excuse me. Not even in the Miracle of the Meadowlands. Part 2. Never have I been more proud of this team than I was today. Now granted, Miracle of the Meadowlands was arguably more exciting because of the way, the comeback and everything like that. But that was a lot of cute stuff. That was Vic running and all that stuff, and and everything. This was man-to-man, beat your man, pummel him into the ground, beat his face in, run the ball right through Ndamukong Suh and Nick Fairley's throats. The Eagles' offensive line bullied the bullies. Let me tell you this something. Ndamukong Suh, Nick Fairley, all the teams that think they're all big and bad and can bully the other teams, let me tell you something. This Philadelphia Eagles team is not easily bullied. In 2011, in 2012, you could get away with that shit. I remember San Francisco, in their game, after our game and everything, saying that, well, the Eagles pretty much quit. This is not that team. If you think you're getting a weak-ass Philadelphia team that can only do these little gimmicks and gadget plays and look pretty running down the sidelines very fast and everything, if you think that's the only way this team can get it done, you are sadly mistaken. This team has a lot of heart. A big, bad offensive line. And they ain't afraid to power it down your throats. I thought the game was over. I guess that means that, a lot of Philadelphia Eagles fans thought the game was over. I guess that means that our team has more heart than its fans. And that's saying something. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I thought it was over. 14-0, I thought it was over. 8-0, I was on the fence like, oh man, I don't know about this one. And 14-0, I thought it was over. Even at the Eagles message boards, I'm typing in, it's over. Game over. And the fourth quarter came, which has not been too kind to us Eagles lately. And we took the game. And I'm going to tell you guys, you Detroit Lion fans, I read the freaking comments on ProFootballTalk.com. I read them all. You Detroit Lion, and I even freaking seen on your message boards. You fans, complaining, bitching, moaning, whining, crying about the fucking officiating. We heard it last week. I'm going to tell you something. This is how stupid you sound. You talk about Ndamukong Suh's holding of Jason Kelce and everything. Whatever. Fine. It was on a 2-point try. Take our 2 points away. You want to bitch and moan about the stupid pass interference call, or roughing the passer call, which I will admit, ticky-tacky. I mean, what's the guy supposed to do? He can't stop mid-dive at the quarterback. I'll admit, fine. And that wasn't even on a third down, I don't think. I don't even think that was on a third down. So we still could have got a first down, still would have scored on you, but who knows? Fine. Take them 7 points away. That's 9, or no, wait. I can't remember if we got a 2-point conversion on that or not. I can't remember if we got, did we get 8 or 6? I can't remember. I cannot remember. Take 8 away. Fine, take 8 away. I don't care. Add them both up. That's 10 points. We beat you by 14. Would have beat you by more, but Saleh took a knee. He could have walked in. He could have danced. He could have moonwalked into the end zone. But he took a knee. We could have beat you by 11 or 12 points. Even had penalties not went your way. Why wasn't there a freaking, personal foul when Brad Smith got tackled out of bounds? You guys weren't bitching about that, were you? I'm so sick of this stupid BS. If we'd have won by 3 points and squeaked it out, maybe you might have a case. But we dominated you. And I'll still say this. The snow still impacted the Eagles more than it did the Detroit Lions. I know the Detroit Lions are a dome team, but with our style of offense, we had to pretty much change our entire offense in the second half. And we still pummeled you. Nick Foles throws his first interception, so his streak ends at 19. So he's in second place all time with 19 touchdowns without an interception. But you know what? He threw a touchdown pass, so he's 20-1. Same start as Peyton Manning, if you think about it, just not in the same order. Peyton Manning threw 20 touchdown passes and then an interception. Nick Foles threw a 19 interception and then 1. So they both went 20-1 to start the year, if you think about it. So it's still pretty much the same. It's not a major record anyway. I mean, who sits there and thinks about most touchdown passes without an interception? No one really thinks about that. They think about most passing yards in a game, most passing yards in a season, most touchdown passes in a game, most touchdown passes in the season, most rushing yards in a game, most rushing yards in a season, most rushing touchdown. You know, you get the thing, like the major records, games and seasons. You know, so it wasn't even a major record anyway. But I'll tell you one record that was broken today. LeSean McCoy, 217 yards. That's better than Steve Van Vern's 205 yards. He broke his single-season touchdown record, what was it, 2011? I mean, LeSean McCoy's a beast. When are we going to... When is the media... And I know LeSean McCoy gets notoriety. He is known as one of the best running backs in the league already. Okay. Media does give him that. But when's he going to get known as the best all-around back? I keep hearing Adrian Peterson, Adrian Peterson, Adrian Peterson, Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson might arguably, and I'm going to say arguably because LeSean McCoy can run it too, but arguably the best runner in the league. LeSean McCoy, I think, is the best all-around back in the league. Running it, blocking, catching out of the backfield. It's whatever. What a game. What a game. When I saw the snow, like when the cameras turned on to Philadelphia and Detroit, man, I was like, oh my God. I was not confident at that point. I wasn't. I'll admit it. I was not confident. I thought that would impact our offense because we do a lot of jiving and juking and stretch runs and speed down. I mean, I thought it was going to impact us tremendously. I really did. I mean, you have to look at the offenses. Look the way they're set up. It had to have impacted Philadelphia more. I know Detroit had more turnovers and everything, and we won the game, and McCoy went off in the fourth quarter running, but I still say it had to have impacted us more. Look at the way the offenses are made up. I mean, worst comes to worst, you just throw it up, and even if it's an inaccurate ball, you have a good chance of Calvin Johnson coming down with it. You know, by the way, 47 yards on 3 receptions or something like that. No touchdowns. Definitely kept him in check. Granted, you can definitely give props to the Mother Nature for that. She helped us out on that one. But still, you know, regardless, it is what it is. We held him in check. Great game. Great game. I'm so proud of this Eagles team. They proved something to me. I don't think Chip Kelly... And by the way, a lot of people are bitching about Chip Kelly's play calling in the first half. Look, when they were out warming up, it was green grass. It might have been snowing. It might have been snowing a little bit. But it was basically green grass, good footing. They went inside, they come back out, and it was completely different, you know? So it's hard to change on the fly like that, you know? You still try to see if you can get something going, but there was adjustments made. So give Chip Kelly a break. I mean, adjustments were made, and it was great. It was great. You know, in-game adjustments. Who'd have thought? Been a while since we saw that. I mean, that was such a swing of emotion. I never went from such a low to such a high. Well, I take that back. Miracle of the Meadowlands, too, you know, change of emotion pretty big. But this game, there was more to it. You know what I mean? It wasn't these, like, little, like, weird, like, woo, woo, Michael Vick running everywhere, and then Deshaun Jackson punt return for a touch, walk-off punt return for... I mean, this was more like power in your face. No, we want this game more. We're taking it to you type thing. And that just, I don't know, there's something more to it for me. And I think we're going to win against the Vikings. I think most people will think that. No game is impossible to lose, obviously. I mean, we could go up against the Texans or the Falcons or Redskins or whoever and lose. I mean, you can lose any given Sunday. But I think the odds are extremely in our favor to beat the Vikings. Especially if they don't have Adrian Peterson. He got carted off early. He only had 17 yards on... Wait, he had 17. 17 yards on like 7 carries or something like that. He was not being very effective anyway, but he got carted off. Supposed to have an MRI Monday, so he might not even play. Vikings, they're bad even with Peterson. You take Peterson out, oh my God. It's looking good. It's looking good. It's looking good. It's possible. And here's another thing, before I get to that. Here's another thing that we did today. We beat Detroit, which drops them a game, and Green Bay won without Aaron Rodgers, which I thought they had a chance to against the lowly Falcons team. So now they're only a half game back, which means Aaron Rodgers has a reason to play, if he can play. The division's still up for grabs. You're only a half game back. And who does Green Bay play next week? The Dallas Cowboys. So Dallas Cowboys take their shitty defense on to play the Green Bay Packers with Aaron Rodgers. Root for Chicago tomorrow night, Eagles fans, because and look, it's at Chicago. Might be bad conditions. McCown's been playing good. Dallas Cowboys defense sucks. They're kind of like a dome team, so it's December. It can happen. I mean, the Bears are not that bad of a football team. Okay, remember, this is the thing about Dallas's last 4 games. Almost lose against the Vikings. Get smoked. And there's no problem losing against the Saints. All right, but the way in which they lost, they got destroyed. And then they barely beat a Giants team, a bad Giants team. And they barely beat a bad Oakland team. Now they're playing probably since their Saints game, their best opponent so far. They lose that game, where we got a 1-game lead in the division. Then they have to play probably with a Rodgers-led Packers team, and we play an easy Vikings game, which might not even have Adrian Peterson. If they drop that, which if I'm a betting man, I would probably predict the Packers if Aaron Rodgers plays. I would definitely predict the Eagles over the Vikings. If that happens, that's 2-game lead. Then all we have to do is beat the Bears. That's all we have to do. Or have the Cowboys lose to the Redskins, which I don't foresee. I know they're rivals and everything, and anything can happen, but I don't see that. All we have to do is beat the Bears. And then that Week 17 doesn't even mean anything. We can put I know everybody wants to beat Dallas, I know, but we can put our backups out there. Why risk injury? Put our backups out there, you know? It'll be like 2010 all over again. We won't have to play. So root for the Bears. Root for the Bears. Yeah. This game was huge. This game was huge. This pretty much ensures me that Week 17 will either be meaningless because we already have the division locked up, like I said, or will be for the division. This almost ensures me because I don't see us losing to the Vikings. The Cowboys could very well lose to the Bears, and could very well lose to the Packers next week. But even if they lose one of them, that means we can afford losing to the Bears, which is our only quality opponent left before the Cowboys game. That means we could be, if they lose even one of them, we can afford to lose to the Bears. You know? Matter of fact, if the Cowboys beat the Bears and lose to the Packers, or lose to the Bears and beat the Packers, if they lose one game and we beat the Vikings and everything, I would probably almost send our backups in against the Bears and just game plan 2 weeks for Dallas, because the Bears game is going to be pretty much meaningless at that point. But what a great win. EAGLES. I'm out.